Hey everyone, welcome back to Erica's Bead Creative. This is Erica and I'm going to show you how to design and finish our children's necklace grab bag kits. The reason why they're called grab bag kits is because each kit is completely different. It's very unique, all on its own. This one that we're going to do today has a sun, and then it has 6 fancy beads and then some seed beads. Each kit comes with all of this, plus your clasp and your stringing material. So let's get to work. Okay, so in every kit, you're gonna get a bag of seed beads. These are the small beads. And then you're gonna have 6 fancy beads, and there's gonna be a pair of each. There's going to be a pendant. Some are on charm holders, some are just on the ring. And then you're gonna have a clasp, and it's gonna be the lobster, and then it's gonna have a split ring on for the other side to clasp onto. And lastly, you're gonna have what's called crimp beads. Crimp beads are these little tiny tubes right here, and this is the magic bead that holds our necklace together. And of course, we have our stringing material. I would suggest to either lay a mat down, a textured mat, or a towel, just so the beads don't go all over the place while your child is stringing their necklace. So another helpful thing too is if you have it around, it's not mandatory, but you can use a little piece of Scotch tape and just tape one end. This will kind of be a little stopper so we don't have bead disasters, but it is helpful to tell the children to bead over their mat or towel and not have it hanging off the table. Otherwise, there will be tears when a bead disaster happens. So how I like to start doing the necklace with the kids is we actually start with the pendant. We build an entire side first, and then we build the other side. So what's helpful too is I tell the children to take their pairs and split them up on 2 sides. So you have one of these on your right, one of these on your left, and so on and so forth for your fancy beads. This tells the child that these beads belong on the right side of the necklace, these beads belong on the left side, so their necklace is even. So then you can put your clasp up higher too, just so it's out of the way, and push your crimp beads over. So the first thing we want to do is we want to put our pendant on first. If it has a charm holder, put it through the charm holder. If it doesn't, then just put it through the ring that's on top of the pendant. So it's just like this, and you can let it fall to the end where the tape is. And then you want to pick an odd number. Anywhere from 1 to 9. A lot of kids typically like 7, so that's what we're going to do, and we're going to put 7 seed beads on. So let's put those on. This project typically takes anywhere from half an hour to 45 minutes, depending on your child's age and their abilities to put small beads on. So we got 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you're going to see when you put these on, especially if you have a charm holder, that it's going to go over the beads, but that is okay because gravity is going to put it right in the center at the end. So you don't have to worry about that. And then what we want to do is we want to pick our first favorite fancy bead. I like this one, so I'm going to put this one on first. And make sure they're taking it from the same side. So all of these are going to be taken from the right side. We want to leave these guys for the left side. Then we're going to do our magic number of seed beads, which is 7. Put those on. 3, This is a great way for your kids to practice their counting too. You'll notice that a lot of the little ones, you'll hear them counting out loud. It's pretty cute. Then we want to choose our next favorite fancy bead. So I like the sun. Put that on. And you don't have to worry about the beads going towards the end because we've got our little stopper on there. Then we put another set of 7 seed beads on. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we put our last fancy bead on. And at this point, we have to build the length of the necklace. So we have to put approximately 50 seed beads on. This sometimes you get surprise looks from children, but what's easier, I tell them, is to do 5 piles of 10, and then that way they can count that out first and then they can just bead. All right, so once we have our 50 beads on the end, what I suggest you do is just kind of hold it up to your child and make sure that it's going to fit halfway around their neck. They might need a little bit more of seed beads to give it the length that they need. So at this point, we're going to make the other side. So if you've got that Scotch tape, what I suggest is you put it on the side that doesn't have the tape. That way we've got a stopper for this side. And then you can go over on your first side and rip that tape off so we can start beading on that side. So what you want to do is you want to mirror your other side. So we put 7 seed beads on. So you want to put 7 more on. And just be careful if your charm holder has gone over your seed beads that you do put the right amount on. So in that center, there should actually be 14 beads. The first 7 you put on in the beginning, and the 7 we're going to be putting on now. This is great for their fine motor skills. This is great practice. And it takes up a good amount of time, which is what we're all looking for right now. Trying to keep these kids busy. Okay, and then we're going to follow that same pattern that we did on the other side. So we're going to put this bead on, then 7 beads, then this bead, and then 7 more beads, and then this bead, and then we're going to do our 50 again. Or if you added more, you'll add those additional beads on this side as well. All right, so at this point, we are ready to finish our necklace. We've got our pendant in the middle and everything. You should double check to make sure the length is right. If you need a little more length, you can always take the tape off of the other side and add some beads, and then add some beads to the other side as well in the equal amount. So right now, let me zoom up here. You are going to be using your crimp beads. These are little tiny tubes that'll go at the end. You put it on and let it fall right to your beads. And then you're going to take your clasp and put the string through the bottom ring of your clasp. And then you're going to bring your crimp bead up. I highly suggest you do this instead of doing it all the way down to the beads, because this will make sure that you have enough room to crimp on your other side. So you're going to take your string, wrap it around, go back through that crimp bead, and bring that crimp bead right up to the clasp right there. And then you're going to need a needle nose. Now this tool does not come in your kit. But you can purchase it on our website at www.ericasbeadcreative.com/shop. And look under the tools. So you're going to take your needle nose, and Daddy's needle nose from the garage will also work. You can go right over that crimp bead, and all you're going to do is press down on your needle nose and smash that crimp. Flatten it just like a pancake. So it should look like this. Give it a little tug. Make sure the crimp bead's not going anywhere. And then you're going to slide your beads down. You can make sure that your tail goes inside of your beads. And if it's a little too long, you can always take a pair of cutters and cut that off so it's easier for you. Okay, you're going to slide your beads down. And then you're going to take that last crimp, you're going to put it on your string just like you did the other side. Let it fall down to your beads. And then this time we're going to go through the ring that's attached to your lobster claw, which looks like this. It's called a split ring. And we're going to put the string through the split ring. Bring it down. Put your end through the crimp bead and through just a couple of beads. And then you're going to pull that end like this so it's nice and tight. Check your necklace to make sure there's no gaps in your beads. And then we need to crimp that last tube. So once again, you're going to take your needle nose pliers, go over that crimp bead, and just smash it down like a pancake. And it should look like that. Cut your end. These cutters are also not in with your kit, but you can use any kind of cutters that you have around. And voila, you have your necklace. Thanks for joining us. You can go to our website and check out a lot more kits that we have, and let's get beading.